Oh, one more, sorry. All right, okay. So okay, we're ready. So Ms. Yolanda, roll call, please.
Mayor Cantrell,
Present?
Councilmember King, Trustee Patio,
Here.
Trustee Duplessis, Trustee Kennedy,
Here.
Trustee Cole,
Yep.
Trustee Howard, Trustee Anthrop,
Here.
Trustee Thomas, Trustee Scruggs,
Here.
Trustee Jonesy,
Here.
Trustee Joseph,
Here.
Trustee McBool, Trustee Shine.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you very much, and just thank you all for what you do for our utility every day, and of course, representing on the Board of Trustees for the Sewage and Water Board. At this time, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes from the last board meeting, which was July 16, 2025.
I move, so move.
Okay, it's been moved by Trustee Joseph. We need a second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Trustee Cole. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? All right, we have officially adopted the minutes. Ms. Yolanda.
And now we have our action item, Resolution 171, 2025, acceptance of the 2025 cost of living adjustment as of January 1st, 2025, to the Employees Retirement System of the Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans. Gray, our CFO.
Yes, thank you, Board. For the Board, this is Resolution 171, is an annual COLA calculation has been prepared by our actuary, Rudd and Wisdom. Total amount is $123, 441.60. This is a formula calculation, increases the pension for 703 pensioners, and the details of those calculations were reviewed in the pension committee meeting. And this is applied retroactively to January 1st, so upon approval by the Board of Trustees, that will be applied and processed for those pensioners in their next pension payroll. So thank you for the Board's vote to accept the actuarial calculation and the annual COLA adjustment for 2025.
Thank you very much. All right, so this is very important, especially for the people who we depend on the most. So with that, I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
It's been moved by Trustee Scruggs. We need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Thomas. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we've officially adopted this action item relative to the cost of living adjustment as of January 2025. Ms. Yolanda?
And we have information items for our trustees to review in their leisure. And we have public comment. Public comment, please. Do we have any public comment cards?
All right. Good morning. All right, we do have Ms. Angela Kinlaw, who is here, community member, public comment. Thank you
Yes,
for being
thank
here.
you, thank you. I just wanted to make a couple of quick comments, and I just want to pause for a minute, hoping that I'll be heard from a place of just mind, body, and spirit. It's not about trying to argue a point and be right or wrong per se, but to just truly be heard about the options that are available. It is true that I went on record as indicating opposition to a drainage fee. Mayor LaToya Cantrell is correct that in the past, people have tried to pass that and it's been voted down. But one of the reasons is because when there is decades, long before even anyone in this room had anything to do with it. So it's not about a blame game. It's about an acknowledgement that people vote down things like that when there's no trust, right? There have been decades of mismanagement and neglect, and we know that people are aiming to course correct those things and make them right, which is a beautiful thing. We're just simply saying that there's ways to be able to address that without always putting the burden of cost on the residents. So we're talking about fees, we're talking about bonds, and people will say, well, the bonds aren't putting the burden, but the taxpayer is ultimately going to pay one way or another. And we're saying that if there have been tax dollars that have come in to support not only the city, but to support the Sewage and Water Board. We just want to actually see that the money that has already come in is being maximized to the fullest and being stewarded toward efficiency with the drainage system, the water system, and the sewer system in order to build another vote of confidence. We see that things are moving forward. We're happy about that. But we also have to be honest when we say that there's opportunities for us to consider some other options outside of an additional drainage fee. And so if there's a desire to talk more about those kinds of options, we can talk about them. But I just want it to be known that it's not about a dismissive disregard for what's transpired before or what's even transpiring now. There's just a desire to say, can we get creative to find some other ways outside of always putting the burden of cost on the residents? So that was the ultimate point of just sharing that before.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kinlaw, for being here. The last time I had the pleasure of hearing from you was at the city council meeting where I presented the proposed budget to the council. And at that time you spoke, and many of your comments were relative to actually this utility. So I appreciate it. And I mentioned
Yes.
that.
And you
Sewage and Water Board
you
meeting.
said come to this meeting,
That's
and
right.
I am here.
And
okay?
and that's exactly
Thank you.
right. And that's what I want to acknowledge and say thank you for that, because it does matter. Now, as it relates to a stormwater fee, we haven't done this before. As it relates to that millage, 91, that was a renewal. But it only puts more pressure on not only this utility, but the services in terms of what our people expect and really what they get versus what they do not get. And so other solutions, always welcoming that, but we do know that 40% in this community do not pay into drainage, into water services that they use every single day. And so that has to be a part of the solution as well. And then also other entities that receive taxpayer dollars that don't pay into the services that this utility provides. And so I love your apron growing together, because that's what we have to do.
Yes.
And you are a cornerstone of that. And I say thank you on behalf of this city, this utility on today. You were heard.
One final thing about that is I just want to name that each of those different ideas are different ideas. And I just want to name that the 40% that don't pay, that's a different scenario than the drainage fee. And I just don't want all of those to kind of get convoluted for the public who might not be as informed as the people in this room. They're not all one and the same. And I think that that's an example of how there are creative opportunities without once again putting the burden of cost on the everyday residents that don't have nothing to do with the nonprofit organization that's not paying into the taxes. You see what I mean? So there's just these different domains, and we just want to name them because I think that, you know, the people in this room are talking about these things all the time, are very informed, but the public, they're hearing one, thinking, is it the other? And it's not. The drainage fee is what we're opposing. So I just want to name that.
Thank you. And naming it that the drainage fee also is associated with that nonprofit community that.
We understand.
So it is two separate things, but it's
Yes.
also a need, and I'm glad that you work very closely with helping to inform the community, because their voices are necessary in the equality relative to how we all use and depend on the services that this utility provides.
Yeah.
We can't live
primarily
without it.
It's primarily the drainage fees, rate hikes, and increases that, you know, directly impact everyday working class residents. That is where the opposition stands as of today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, so we have heard public comment. Anything else, Ms. Yolanda?
No, I think we're ready for a motion to adjourn.
All right, thank you very much. So we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Thomas.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Joseph. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, no opposition? No. Meeting adjourned. Thank